Jones это подарок судьбе от Бога, а не от Грега Джексона. Грег Джексон хороший тренер по ударной технике. Не путайте эти две вещи. Джон Джонсон, не знаю. Это номер один среди бойцов. Может быть, не поведение, может быть, закон, может быть, не с этим. Я уверен, что он и в тяжах разнесет первую пятерку.
People in Russia love you so much, and you know, like Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov, father of Khabib, said about that you are a gift from the gods. He means has never been and will not be such a talented fighter as you, not been born and will be not in the future.
Yeah, you know, I credit God for my talent, and I really respect Khabib's father for such a huge compliment. I don't know if there will be another talent like myself in the future. I don't know. It's hard to say whether that will be possible or not. I do believe that my gift has come from God, and I think God gives many people. And so we'll just have to see what the big man has in store.
First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and highest honor to Yahweh Bashem, Yahushua Bashem, Chakdash, double honor to elders and pastors of Great Millstone, Shalom, the hopeful elect of Hebrew Israelites. This is Brother Araki coming back with a lesson, and Khan just going through that video, that little short that I played in the beginning. Okay, first showing, you know, these not these Caucasian, these Caucasus people. You know, they are Jakes, man. You know, they are straight up Israelites. You know, these Dagestanis, Chechenians, Ingushetians. You know, they are Israelites, man. You know, they have you know, respect for Jake. You know, you always see also the what do you call it? Demetrius Johnson, you know, the Mighty Mouse being respected among them. You know, you know, Israel Makhachev, he always hanging out with DC, Daniel Cormier. So you can see that those are people, and you saw the compliment that Abdulmanap, the Khabib's father, said about John Jones, that the gift that he has is from the Most High. Okay. But what the Dagestanis and them got fucked up is that they got caught up on that Islam religion, which is not the truth, man. Deuteronomy 28:64, and the Lord Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth even to the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. And you see, in Islam, you worship what? A stone. That's not what we're supposed to be doing. Okay. And you see these people over there, you know, they don't look like Negroes or Latinos or Native Americans, but they're definitely of our people, man. You know, looking at the way they fight and everything, man, you know, that's Jake right there. Jeremiah 12:9, mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. The birds round about are against her. Come ye, assemble all the beasts of the field, come to devour. So they're still very carnal Israelites talking about, you know, if your father is black, you know, if your father is a Latino or a Native Indian, then you are an Israelite. Yeah, of course, but it's not just your father, it's your father's father. It's a lineage right until Jacob, okay? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to then one of the tribes of Jacob. So like then one of the tribes of Jacob. So what about if your father is so-called white, but your father's grandfather, which is your great grandfather, is dark? Okay, you see? But then just what happened is that your father's grandfather's wife, okay, and your father's, his father's wife would be a so-called white woman. You see, the wife of your great grandfather and of your grandfather, if they're both white, so-called white, then your father would be, very light, might even pass for a white person, so-called Caucasian, so-called. And then you yourself also, you might look like Caucasian. But then you go around ISUPK and you're not qualified, even though you would be Jake, you would understand the scriptures, you would not be qualified because they only say, but look how your father looks. So you cannot be carnal in this thing. These Dagestanis, as well as for example Conor McGregor, is clearly Israelites, man, despite their appearance. Okay, and going into that other thing that the father of Khabib, who has passed away, said is that what he receives from the Most High is true. Now he got it mixed up. He's thinking about Allah, but we know is from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay, the diverse gifts that we have. And there's also some whose lot is to be spirit created for vengeance. Now, let me get that. I know it's Iraq either 38 or 39. So it's just a question of finding it. So Sirach 39:28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword punishing the wicked to destruction. So he's talking about human beings, he's talking about animals. He's talking about literal weapons. Don't forget that the spirit of Yahweh is going to be in the warheads, in the nuclear missiles, man. How mighty is that? So it's manifold, and all of this is also their lot and their gift. Okay? They shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is, and when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word. So we're getting ready to be in the time of Jacob's trouble, and if you have not received anything, what the hopeful elect have received is a calling into this truth. That's a gift. And then different gifts within the ministry, prophecy, or speaking many different languages, or being heavy on the Hebrew, or expert in the prayers or the history. There's many different areas. Okay. So all of them are a gift from the Most High. Okay. So what Nurmagomedov said is true, but he just confused on who is the Most High. Okay. Gone. Shalom.